Welcome to the Free the Moms podcast where I do what I want when I want. Like, I'm not going to record intros anymore because you know what? It just takes me too long. So, you guys are going to be so excited for this episode. We have my friend Germaine Foley here. She's going to talk all about money and the traps that we fall into as women, as moms. And I'm so excited because I honestly feel like the money traps there's many of them, and I know I kept myself caged for so long and I wasn't living as abundantly as possible. So I was so excited to bring her on because there's so much freedom available when it comes to abundance and wealth and our relationship with money. So you guys are going to be obsessed with this podcast episode. I also really think that we aren't taught how to be with money. And Jermaine's going to teach us all of those things. But before we dive in, I want to make sure that you guys are in the Free the Moms membership. This is our new membership that we are launching that is freeing the moms from all of the things. So, diet drama, people pleasing, mom guilt. Get in there. Go to lauraconley.com/free the moms if you want to get in. We're starting October 6th. And what are we going to do? We are going to free you from all of the traps of your life so that you can feel excited to take on your day, so that you can feel fulfilled when your head hits the pillow at night. This is the membership, unlike anything else out there. We're going to be meeting every single day for 15 minutes, either on demand or live. And it's also that when you're 93 years old, you can look back on your life and be like, wow, I did it. That was amazing. I lived my life on my terms. You guys know that is number one regret of people on their deathbeds is living life on other people's terms. This is the answer to that. I want you looking back, feeling so much gratitude, so much peace, like, oh, I squeezed every last juicy bit of juice out of life. And the reason you will have done that was because you got intentional with your day. You spent 15 minutes getting intentional with me or or one of my coaches, because our mornings make our days, make our whole lives. So get your spot. There are limited spots because we want to keep this intimate as we grow. So lauraconley.com/free the moms. We start October 6th. You have to be in before then. I will see you there. I love you guys so much. And this has been something that I had to birth, and I kept not doing it because I kept following a rule book. And then I threw the rule book out and I said, you know what? We're doing things this way. That was another trap that I found myself in. So that is what I want to gift you guys with. Get your mornings back so your day stops hijacking your emotional well-being, your whole life. Okay. So without further ado, let's welcome Germaine. I'm so excited you're here, Germaine. Germaine, give us the intro. Who are you? What do you do? Why'd you get into it? And LFG, Germaine. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you, Laura. I'm so happy to be here. Okay, so my name is Germaine Foley, and my money used to be a hot mess, and now it's not. And I help a lot of women who are just like I was, doing well in their businesses, making good money in their careers, but yet I just wasn't building wealth. And so once I figured it out, I knew I had to help all the other women and moms do the same thing. But listen, here's the catch. We do it without going on strict budgets. We do not believe in those in my camp because I don't think they work. I think they're restrictive and they cause burnout and they're unsustainable. So that's who I am.
Sounds like a little bit like my method, which we were talking about on your podcast, right? Like, it doesn't work. Over restriction, you will throw in the towel. It doesn't work when it comes to weight loss, and it doesn't work when it comes to our money habits. Oh, that's so cool.
So good. Yes. And I want to say that is episode 143 of the Becoming the Wealthy You podcast. If you want to hear me and Laura talk about how we have so many synergies, that's the podcast. And that's the episode number.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. Okay, so you shared that you once had over 200K in debt and still found a way to build wealth without extreme deprivation. What were the first invisible bars you noticed in your own money cage?
Yes. Okay. So the aha moment for me, and I think your audience members are going to be able to relate to this, was when I had two kids in daycare and my
Mm,
daycare bill and my mortgage bill were the exact. They were the exact. And that's when I
Mhm.
knew that the lifestyle my husband and I were living had to change because we were making good money and we thought, things like, we'll just make more, we'll figure it out, we're having fun. When I guess reality hit when those 2 big payments I was paying every single month just kept weighing on me, that's when I knew I had to change because the money was coming in, but it was going right back out and it was causing so much stress and anxiety.
I can relate to that. Oh my god, and my husband, finally, he put his foot down. Well, we both put our feet down because we had to. We're like, "So, like, the make more money strategy, like, it can work for a little while, and then it doesn't work, and you have to, like you gotta get a grip. You gotta, like" it's the same as our health and our weight. It has to be a practice. It has to be something that you pay careful, loving attention to.
Oh my gosh, yes, because making more money is typically never the answer to building wealth. Now, if you're like not making money and your income really is an issue, that's another story. But for the women I work with, that is not their issue. When you look at their check stubs or their W-2s, if you looked at how much money they made for the year, you're just like, "Oh my gosh," they're like, "Where did it all go? Like, I'm making so much, but where is it going?"
That actually happened to us, like, several years ago. We were meeting with our wealth people, and they were like, "This the math is not mathing. Where is it going?" And I'm like, "Oh, don't call I still wanna go on all these vacations. Leave me alone."
Like, "Stop it. I still wanna buy my handbags and my lattes." And it's
Yeah.
funny you say that because, of course, when you're stressed about something, what do? You go to Google and you start Googling, like, how to do this, how to get out of debt, how to save, how to invest. And there were 2 different pathways that came up. One was like, "Stop buying your lattes, eat rice and beans, no more vacations, no more restaurants." And that honestly just made my skin crawl, and it made me want to just keep avoiding. But then there were other ways that seemed a little bit more like quick fix. So I explored some of those. Those didn't work. And then I was like, okay, fine. I'll do it the way all of the gurus say I have to do it. So I took that plan to my husband. I was like, listen, no more shopping. We're taking the kids. Oh my gosh. They say, stop buying lattes.
Yep.
Then you'll be rich.
Yep.
Stop going to restaurants. Then you'll be wealthy. No more vacations. Wait until you're 60, until you're retired to enjoy life. They literally say things like that.
That's a trap. That is a trap for life. That's a cage.
And most women don't wanna do it, so they do nothing, and they waste years and years of wealth building opportunity because time is huge when it comes to building wealth because of compounding interest.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But I just have to make the connection between it's the same as weight loss. It's like the
Mhm.
only solution we think is to do this extreme keto diet, and then that's too much. It's too restrictive, so we can't do it. So what do? We throw in the towel, we do nothing, and then 30 years down the line, not only have we not been, going down the water slide with our kids, but we also don't have the health that we could have built 30 years ago. It's oh my
Yes.
god, I'm like obsessed with us
So good.
as like the analogies are just so
Yes.
clear. Sorry, keep talking.
No, it's true, and I think the issue that for me is, like, there's so many statistics that show that women live longer than men, yet we are retiring with less money. And it's because of this. It's because we're preached to that we can't, you know, do it in a way that's sustainable. I have this method. It's called the do both method, which
Mhm,
means you build wealth and enjoy life at the same time. It's actually a
mhm,
mindset and a method
mhm.
where you have to let go of this idea that the only way to do it is through deprivation, restriction, because it's unsustainable. And even if you try it, you're going to 9 times out of 10 burn out because we have a very limited amount of willpower. And then you'll roll your hands up, just like you said, and be like, see, it doesn't work. I'm just bad with money. This is just
Yeah.
my life. Oh,
Yeah, and
well.
that's the same with me. I was like, "I don't wanna give up my wine. I don't wanna give up my
Mhm,
crème brûlée." Like, I
mhm.
I got a little aggressive, and I'm like, "There has to be a way that we can do both." And I love that you are teaching women how to do this with money because I feel the same way. I'm sorry. I mean, I just shared on the podcast 2 episodes ago, my mom actually tried to take her own life a year ago, which was just devastating and heartbreaking, and we're still very much in it. Um, but unfortunately, my parents lived out the American dream playbook. My dad retired when he was 65. And like he did it right. He worked his booty off, 60-hour work weeks every week for, 45 years. And then they were going to go live this beautiful dream, right? They were going to go on the amazing, like around the world African safaris, like Alaska glacier tours, blah, 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 all the things. And they can't do it because my mom's mental health is in the way. And this is not to blame my mom at all, but it's just to say that it is like very important to me now to make sure that that lesson has been fully learned. There is no way I am waiting until I'm 65. So, like, we are taking the vacations even though it's inconvenient. We're taking the vacations even though, like, some of our wealth advisors are like, "No." And we're not gonna be irresponsible about it. We're going to also, make sure we've got the X percent in our, for my husband's 401k or whatever the thing is. But I just call that out because that is a playbook that we've all been given, right? Like work, 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 and then you get to spend. And it's like, what if that doesn't work out for you? Like, what if your spouse is really, really sick and you have to take care of her, or you want to take care of her, I should say? So I just want to like highlight that. The episode I titled it A Cautionary Tale, and the cautionary tale was like, take care of yourself when you are momming, because if you don't, you could be left with despair. But also, the cautionary tale is, to your point, is to do both, to live
Yeah.
your life now and to also make sure you're being smart about building wealth. So I hate to interrupt you, but I also just want to make that point very clear that there's no guarantee. We all hear this. It's very cliche, but I'm really taking my parents' lesson to heart in my own life. And so, my husband and I are going to, Italy on some like fancy bike wine trip. So
Yeah,
yes, both
100%.
and in both.
And both, and I really wanna say I'm sorry to hear about your mom, and I hope
Oh,
that she's on the road to recovery 100%.
you're so sweet.
'Cause
Thank you.
truthfully, there's no health without mental health, and it's like all of it, health, wealth, all of it is just so intertwined, like, you want them all, and so you just made a super important point that, yeah, they preach this narrative, but, like,
Yeah.
why not enjoy the journey? Because everybody's always looking for the destination, but what if the journey is
Mhm.
really it, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, 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 okay, so be willing. I mean, it's another trap, is, like, following these playbooks that we think are so well-intentioned, and we forget to ask, like, "Wait a second, what do I want?"
So the do both method again is build wealth and enjoy life at the same time. So there's two sides to that coin, everyone. So first of all, let's talk about the enjoy life piece because that's what everybody is excited about, right? So the way you figure out, so everything can't be important to you. You can't just say, "Oh, everything's important. I want to spend money on everything. I want to spend whenever I want to spend." I never want to tell myself no. Because for every time you tell yourself yes, you're also telling yourself no to something else. So every time you say yes
Yes.
to all the impulse spends and all the random buys, you're saying no to wealth building, right? And so one of the exercises I take my clients through is like a values exercise to see what are your top values. And from there, how does your spending line up with those values? And nine times out of 10, the top values are things like family happiness, travel, financial security. So typically when people come to me, yes, though the first two are taken care of. They're, spending money for travel, they're having fun with their family, they're creating the experiences, but financial security is usually always underfunded. So then it's so simple to show them, hey, you say you value this, but when it comes to how you're using and spending your money, it's not even showing up on the list. So
Ooh,
that's
that's
one side.
so good. That
Yeah,
I mean, sorry, I'm not even letting Germaine talk, you guys, but I'm getting so
it's
excited.
okay.
I get so excited because I think that a lot of women say that, like, I care about my health, I care about money, I care about, insert whatever thing, like your values. And it's like, does your calendar show that? Does your bank account show that priority? Or is it are you just like blowing smoke up my ass? Like, you know? And
Yeah,
so I think that's like really helpful. Like, I actually think that that is why coaching is so great, is because you get someone on your side that will help you create future you, because otherwise, present day you is going to get in the way. So I
absolutely.
love that.
And when you think about the 2 most important resources we have is our time and our money. And so if you say that you value something, you better believe time and money, you should see time going towards that thing and you should see money going towards that thing.
Hmm.
So for instance, you should be spending time on your money, not avoiding it, not neglecting it because you don't want to deal with it. And then are you investing? Are you paying down high interest debt? Are you saving for your future? All of those things. So that's the enjoying life part. So once we figure out, okay, what are the things that you really enjoy based on the season of life you're in? Because as moms, as women, seasons change. If you have little kids, I have kids in college right now. So a kid in college and one on his way. So my priorities will be definitely different. My values will be different than someone with toddlers at home.
Yeah.
So it's based on the season of life you're in. And that season not only is based on, your life, but also what are your financial obligations at this time? What financial situation are you in? And then we look at the build wealth part. And that is where we get really clear on all of your numbers and just say, okay, based on where you are, what's your first financial goal? And let's start funneling money towards those goals versus just impulsively spending it on random things that don't even matter to you. And that's how you free up cash. Because when you stop spending on what doesn't matter, you free up money to really change your life when it comes to wealth building.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. It's like, what are you saying no to? What are you saying yes to? What type of discomfort do you want, for losing weight, right? The discomfort of staying the same, or the discomfort of changing and saying no, thank you to yourself in the moment, but yes to your future self. It's like the exact same thing here too. It's
So
like,
such the strength. And it's like both ways are hard. You're gonna experience some hard discomfort either way. Like which but why don't you choose it on purpose instead of just by
yeah,
default?
yeah, being intentional, and that when you start doing that, it gets really gratifying though. Anyways, yeah, I think that if you choose that discomfort, eventually you won't be uncomfortable. Like the other discomfort, you're just always going to be uncomfortable. Eventually, you're going to be so proud of yourself, which I think is so cool.
So I think the takeaway is that you can still enjoy your life. You can still do the things that matter to you. And when we were first going through this exercise, for us, we knew that family vacations were like priority. And so was having like date nights and me being able to go out with my girlfriend. So we allocated money towards those things. But then some of the other stuff I was spending money on, I was shocked to even see how much I was spending on things like groceries and how much we were wasting and takeout. I was able to reallocate some of that money towards the things I really enjoyed, plus for us getting out of debt. That was our first goal.
Amazing. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the cage that I see a lot of women putting themselves in. They don't want to spend money on themselves because they feel like it's selfish. Like this comes up a lot when it comes to the Yummy Mummy. The Yummy Mummy experience is $5,000. I mean, I know that this objection is going to come up with the Free the Moms membership too, which is $77 is the founding rate and $97 is like the regular rate. And I know that women are going to have issues with both of the rates because we feel like if we spend money on ourselves, then that's selfish. I could be allocating this money towards my kids' camp or towards my kids, like fill in the blank, anything for your kids. Or, it feels so selfish. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Totally. So, the whole thing when you're on an airplane, you're supposed to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping other people. So, here's my thing wherever you're struggling in life, so if it's with your health, if it's with your relationships, if it's with your money, that's the first place you want to put your money. Let's fix the problem because once you fix the problem, then so many other problems fix because
Yes.
yes, like once you do, like one of the things I found when I got my money under control was my health improved. So it's just like
Mhm.
once you start pulling one lever, you start pulling others at the same time because you're transforming. into someone who is different. And for anyone who doesn't think that they deserve it or that they should spend it other ways, I would just ask you to question it. Like, it just because you have that thought in your mind doesn't mean it's true. And like, how can you show up as a better mom, as a better friend, as a better spouse when you're fully like feeling good in your body and feeling good in your life in general?
Yeah. Oh, that's so, so good. Okay. What would you say about I don't have time to manage my money? How do we take like little steps to create momentum or like how can we start small to make big impacts over time?
Yeah, so I heard someone describe this and I love it. So when you think about time, there's the macro time and micro. So macro is like the season of life I'm in. Like, oh my gosh, the kids are in school, I'm working, I got all these things going on. So the season of life you're in is just a busy season versus I just don't have enough hours in my day. Like my day is just sucked up. So first of all, with the macro, when you can figure out how to do something when you're busy, then that means no matter what season of life you're in, you're always going to have that thing dialed in.
Yes.
But if you wait until the perfect time when I have nothing on my calendar and everybody's just leaving me alone, then what's going to happen when you get busy again? You're going to drop all the things you learned about, right? So I think if you're busy and if you think you're too busy to do something, that's more of a reason to do it because
Yeah.
it
No
needs
one
to
can
become
take
a
it away
priority.
from you.
Exactly. Nobody can ever take it away, no matter what life is like. And then the other thing I'll offer is when you think about the days and the hours and the days, I just don't have enough time in the day. Look at your phone.
Yeah.
Look at your screen
That's
time.
what I say. Yeah.
Can you reallocate a little bit of time, a half hour from Netflix or from Instagram or TikTok to something that's really going to change your life? That's what I would
Mm,
say.
yeah, it's
Um,
so good.
because you can't afford not to manage your money. I'm sorry, because if you don't spend time with your money, money likes attention. It's like a jealous partner. If you don't give it attention, it's going to go away. It's going to go away.
Mm, mm,
It needs
yeah.
attention. It's just the way it is.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it needs attention. Oh, that's so, so good. Um, okay. So talk to us about some of us who might be like, we're just so scared. We have like this habit of putting our head in the sand. Like we just don't want it. Like if we don't see it, it doesn't exist. So how do we get ourselves to start looking at the numbers and like looking at the bank accounts? Because I know that like the shame spiral for a lot of us can come up very quickly.
Yeah. So this is one of the things that I really work with my clients on. It's one of the second things they do when we work together is they look. And here's what I will tell you. Usually when they look, they feel so much relief because
Yeah.
now it's not like this mystery. They're not making up stories about things. It's like, no, even if it's not perfect, and it never is. And we're not trying to
Yeah.
be perfect, by the way. But even if it's like, okay, I see what I've been doing here and I don't want to do that anymore, at least you know, at least you're actually working with real data and you
Yeah.
can make decisions from that versus drama, right? You can't make decisions from drama, right? So I would say, what are you scared of? First of all, find out what the fear is. You got to name it and see what it is.
Yeah, because then it's not like the big scary monster in the closet. It's like, okay, I can see you and now I know how to handle you.
And really, what we're afraid of is how we're going to talk to ourselves when we look.
Yeah.
And
It's
what
the
if you
same
just
as a scale. I mean, it's the same exact thing. I just like cannot get over the analogies. Like it's the same as a scale. We don't want to see the number because we're afraid of how hard we're going to beat ourselves up. And
yeah,
it's just
and we're
that's
gonna feel bad. So you're afraid of an emotion that you're gonna subject yourself to. What if you decide before you go in? And so I have rules that I give them. I'm like, listen, we're gonna look, but we're not beating ourselves up. We're not shaming ourselves. We're not doing any of that. This is just data. We're looking at what the past you have been doing
hmm
because the present you and the future you don't want to do that anymore.
yeah, not on
So
board.
we just have to look so that we can get some data. And like I say, One of my clients recently, after she did it, she was like, "Oh my god, Germaine, I was so scared to do this, but now I feel like I have so much control." Right? I
Yes.
have so much
Yes.
control because I see what I'm doing and I know the things that I can change. I know what I can do next. I feel so much more in control now.
Oh god, that's
Yeah.
so, so good. Oh, I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so you're like, money likes attention. Money's like a jealous girlfriend or boyfriend. Like it needs attention and love. Like like talk to us more about like the qualities or personality of money. Like what is money like? What does money not like? Like talk to us about that. I love like personifying money because it helps me because I'm very visual.
Yeah. So first of all, it does not like to be ignored. It likes attention, but it doesn't need too much attention. It doesn't want you to be clingy. It's very interesting. It wants you to be like, pay attention to me, know that I'm here, but don't be too graspy. Don't be too clingy.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like this middle balance ground that money wants you to be with them. Like
Yes.
that's it.
That's really great because, like, I mean, just think of, like, dating or, like,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
my husband didn't want me. I mean, I might have been a little clingy at the beginning 'cause I really liked him, um, but yeah, like, most men don't like that, most women don't like that. It's like, I want you, but I don't need you energy. It's like
Yes, and it's like for money, it's just like need nothing. Like I'm and it wants you to be appreciative of it. A lot of us, we talk down to our money like that's not enough or it's not good enough, or we just send it away. Every time it comes into our lives, we're like, bye bye, money. I'm spending you away. So that's another thing, like learning how to have it in your presence without clinging to it and without constantly like ignoring it or spending. I call it spending it away. A lot
Mhm.
of us do that too.
How can we practice doing that? Like, how can we practice, like, being a good girlfriend, being a good steward to our money?
So I like to have money dates, just like if you're in a relationship, don't you wanna go on a date sometimes? So I like
Yeah.
to have money dates with, my money, usually once a month, sometimes twice a month, depending on the person, where you just sit down and check in and just see how things are going, making sure everything is lined up. Um, and you can even think of it, I just thought of this, like one of the things, when you first get started with like money coaching, you spend a little bit more time. So that's like your honeymoon. You're spending a little bit more time just to get things going, get things rolling. But then from there, just go on dates once or twice a month, and that'll
Yeah.
maintain the relationship really well.
That's so good. I know I always use the analogy of like, this is weird, but we've neglected our health or weight or whatever for so long. And it's like, imagine if you neglected your mouth, like your teeth. If
Yeah.
you never went to the dentist, you'd have to go to the dentist like a lot for 6 months and then you'd be good to go. They'd be white, they'd be straight. You got the cavities filled, the root canal, you're good to go, but you still have to brush your teeth every day. You have to floss your
Yes.
teeth every day. And then you have to go to the dentist, once every 6 months or whatever it is. And it's like, I love that analogy too. It's like somehow we just weren't taught that we need to be paying attention to our money and to our health, like on a regular basis. So I love the
Yes.
analogy of the marriage as well, the honeymoon and then into dates. It's so good.
So good, and you don't have to be obsessed, like, you don't need to check your apps, like, constantly, but I say, check especially when you're first getting started, once a week, maybe you check in on the apps, then the money dates weekly. I love to One of the systems I like to use with my clients is what I call the 3 bank account money management system,
Mm,
where you really set things up with 3 bank accounts. The first
okay.
bank account is gonna be for your household bills, your expenses that must be taken care of, the things that run your life. A high yield savings account is the next one, and then another account at a different bank that is just yours to spend however you want. And you can, if you're married, you can have one of those for yourself and one of those for your husband. And you allocate how much per month you'll give yourself or how much per paycheck you're going to give yourself. And you can spend that money however you want. No restrictions. The only boundary around that money is the amount that you gave yourself. But how you spend it, what you spend it on, that's totally fine. It's totally up to you. You can save it up for something big or you can spend it every day on something little. It doesn't matter. But I think also, having a system for your money. So not only are we going on dates, but we've created a system that is going to keep things moving and maintaining along the way.
Oh, that's so good. You mentioned apps. Do you have certain apps that you recommend?
I'm thinking like your
Like your
online banking
banking
app.
apps. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and some
Okay.
people like spend like apps for budgeting. I don't necessarily, some of my clients do. So, however you wanna manage your money, I support, but I don't have
Yeah.
anything that I 100% recommend.
Yeah, we just started doing that. Each like we both get an allowance. Basically, we
Uh-huh.
both get X amount of dollars per month, and it's so fun. And it's to your
Yeah.
point. Like I feel so much more in control. It's exactly like, okay, I can have my creme brulee. I just can't have
Mhm.
creme brulee every single night or, whatever. I could probably figure out a way to do that. But anyways, my point my point is it feels so much more, again, to use your words, like in control and fun. It feels like I get to have it all. Like, okay, I
Mhm.
have X dollars I can spend on like my husband's not gonna roll his eyes at me for getting a massage, right? Like, not that
Absolutely.
he does that, but, like,
No, I
I
get it.
can you can sense it, right? And same with me, it's like, he wants to build a golf simulator, great, build a golf simulator, save up, or whatever it
Exactly.
is. So, I think
Exactly.
it's so fun, and it probably really helps with blunting some resentment that could start to build up over the years because of different people have different spending habits and saving habits. So do
Mhm.
you coach on that a lot? Like in terms of the relationship? I feel like if you've got clients that are married or they're sharing finances, like what are some of the dynamics that come up a lot? Like what do you end up coaching a lot? Like I want to hear about that. Give me the
Yeah.
tea. Give me the tea, Jermaine. What's going on?
I coach a lot of women who are kind of like they're the ones that handle the money. They're the ones that
Mm,
kind of handle everything. Both are making money usually, but they're the ones that are kind of like tasked with handling the money. And
okay.
everything's in one account. Everybody's
Mm,
swiping out of the same account and it is a hot mess. This is why
mm,
I came up with this system because this is what worked for me and my husband. We were also using one account for everything, and we used to not sometimes we have little spats about that, and it
mm,
all changed when we went to the his, hers, and ours accounts, right?
mm.
So, we still have the 3 accounts that I just said, but he has an account too, so that makes it 4. So, he has a spending account, I have a spending account, we have a savings account, and we have our household. And so
So is the high yield savings account, is that like for what's left over? It's like if you get like a
no, we
direct.
save before we spend.
Okay.
Yes, we save before we spend.
Oh, yeah, okay, duh, okay, so talk to me about that too.
So y you're like, "Is that what I put the $5 that's left over for my spending account?" No, that's not what we do here. So, yeah, so what we do is remember I told you at the very beginning, we take a deep dive, we look at your money, and from there, we set goals around like, "Okay, what is most important to you right now? What's the financial goal you really wanna work on?" If you do not have at least 1 month of expenses saved, so the amount that needs to go in your household account, if you don't just have that at least, then that's where we need to start. Because I
Okay.
believe that having that amount of cash to start with just gives you a lot of peace of mind, helps you feel secure.
Yep.
It just gives you a lot of control. And so when you're setting up your system, you're deciding ahead of time how much are you saving every month. And then that's going to automatically go in your high yield savings account. And the goal is to get that at least to that 1 month of expenses. And then once we're there, we can decide what's next, but we're always saving. The goal is to get like 20, 30K in there, depending on who you are, what your goals are. I work with my clients to decide what that number actually is.
Yeah. Okay, but
Yeah.
then what if you just keep having so much money? Then we talk about that later.
If you have like, once you outdo your savings,
Yeah,
then you start, it's time to invest.
yeah. Okay.
It's time to go make your money go work for you. So yeah, once you hit your like your savings goal, the big goal, then it's time to really double down and start building real wealth. I like to think of it like if you think about this, if you have a lot of consumer debt, think of it like you're in a hole. You've dug yourself a hole.
Mhm.
Then let's say you're out of debt. Now you're outside of the hole, you're at ground zero. Now we need to build a hill of savings. Where the high yield savings account come in. That just gives you a strong foundation to stand on. And then once you've got that hill, it's time to build your mountain, baby. Let's get that mountain built, and that's your investing. That could be
Yeah.
through 401ks, regular brokerage accounts, or even IRAs, traditional IRAs or Roth. There's so many things.
Yeah. What do you recommend? So, like, let's say that's all dialed. So, you've got your like high yield savings, you're like dialed with your investments, all the like high interest stuff is paid off. Like, do you have certain recommendations for short term investments? That's what I'm curious about lately. I know that I have other questions that I prepared, but like, that's just a question that, to be honest, my like wealth management firm, the team, I guess you would call them, they don't really answer that question because
What are you using the money for? When you say short-term investments, like what is it for and when do you need it?
let's just say I have an extra, I don't know, 50K laying around and I'm like, I want to invest this money. I'm good to go on my long-term investments. Like I feel like I'm good to go on that, but I've got 50K to play with that I want to double or triple or quadruple in the next year or two or three.
Okay, so I think that if you want the money within less than 5 years, that you wanna be a little bit more conservative with it. So you can look at things like a CD. Look for a CD that'll give you a nice return. I don't know about tripling and quadrupling.
Germaine, I'm like, what do I do if I decide I don't want to work, but I want my money to like make me more money, but like now?
Yeah, so I would say a CD is the safest place if you need the money within the next 1, 2, or 3 years. Investing to me is for anything that's 5 years or longer. Like you're like, I'm putting this money in here. I do not need it. I do not want it for until like at least 5 years from now because you want to give your money an opportunity to recover from any setbacks that may happen in the market. Because the market goes up and it goes down. And so right when you need the money, if it's down, like you're gonna cash out at a loss. And we don't want to do
Well,
that. So we want
let's pretend I don't need the money. Let's pretend it's just
then
for
then
then it's for
then
fun.
I'm all about the stock market, but then there's real estate, there's a you can invest in a business, there's so many things you could do. My gosh, I don't know what I would do. It would just depend on what the needs are in the moment. And I will say I am a financial coach, not an advisor, so I don't give specific financial advice. I coach you on like what matters to you. So just to
Yeah, which well, I think that's great too
yeah.
because I mean, advice is great and we all always want advice, but
Mhm.
like the best kind of help, I mean, I'm biased, I'm a coach, but I think really, and I do give advice, but I do think the best kind of help you can get is a coach that helps you ask questions so that you can figure out what's right for you and what's right for your life.
So speaking of that, what do you wanna do with the 50K?
Well, I don't have 50K. Well, yeah, no, actually, okay. I actually do, and I have an answer. There's my brain going, I don't have enough. It's like, okay, wait a second, Laura, is that true? Okay, somebody called me on that the other day. But what I would do is invest in my business because I'm so passionate about my business.
A business. Some people are passionate about real estate. Some people are passionate about I know a lady who's becoming an angel investor, so she wants to invest in other, like, small businesses, in
That's cool.
particular, coaches who are starting up their businesses. So it really does
Ooh,
depend on you and what's important to you, what lights you up, what your passions are.
yeah.
But yeah, if you have an extra anything laying around, I can help you to figure out what you want to do with it and totally support you in that. But I would just say if you're thinking about the markets, investing in the markets, you want to think about 5 years or longer. If you don't want the money or need the money within the next 5 years, that's a good place to go. But if you're going to need it, I would say no because we know how the stock market goes.
Yeah, that's so good. Okay, so talk to us a little bit about the lifestyle creep. So I know that this is something that came over here and crept on right up just with like little kids, like kind of what you were talking about, little kids, daycare, a mortgage, a couple cars, like, and then just our preferences, the
Mhm.
vacations we like to take, the clothes we like to wear, the restaurants. So how can you spot a lifestyle creep? And what should we do about it? Just talk to us a little bit about this.
Yeah. So if you find yourself like making more money than you've ever made, but you still are in the same place financially, 9 times out of 10, it's due to lifestyle creep. Because again, if you're used to spending everything you make, making more money isn't going to change that. You're just going to expand to a new level of spending. So
Yes.
that is what's happening. So that's an awareness point. If you're thinking to yourself, like, oh my gosh, last year, or let's just say over the last 2 or 3 years, I'm making more than I've ever made, yet I still find myself stuck in the cycle of credit card debt, or I don't have as much saved, I'm not investing like I want to, then it's very likely due to lifestyle creep. So that's a level of awareness that you need to have. So the first step to changing anything is just awareness, like, oh, this is why. You're probably living in a more expensive house, maybe driving in a more expensive car, maybe you're doing more activities because you can afford it, all the things, and just decide, like, okay, I see what's happening. I don't want this to continue to happen.
And then we come in, we hire you.
Come on,
Okay, great.
come hire me.
I love it. Yeah, it's just an awareness point and just noticing it, I think.
Mhm.
And then what you're talking about, and I think it's similar to the yummy mummy, it's like when you notice that there's something in your life that isn't working for you, what I've been noticing, what really works for me, and this is like kind of my whole program is built on it, is like making a rule that supports your future
Mm,
self. And people don't like the word rule. So a guideline, a
protocol.
promise, a protocol. Yeah. And that's what my clients
Yeah.
call their plans is their protocol. I just noticed like, okay, if I don't like something, how can I make a rule that's like really supportive of my future self? And it's been helping me so much. I mean, that was like the rule that we created, like I mean, to your point around we both get X amount of dollars to spend every month.
Mhm.
And my brain just really does well with that. Or like I was actually feeling like which is so funny to me as a coach. Like, I'm like, I have no time. I'm like, oh my God, this is such basic stuff that I'm like coaching myself on. And I'm like, no, I literally actually just all my days are filled with meetings. And so I'm like, oh, okay, new rule. There's only 3 meetings allowed every day, no matter what, so that I can have time to do the other things I want to do.
So good. I'll share a couple rules that I have and that I share. So one of them is, so I call them protocols. So, and a lot of times you don't create these until you experience a problem. So let's say you
Yeah,
are
exactly.
experiencing lifestyle creep and you look and you're just like, okay, what's happening? Oh, I'm just doing a lot of impulse buying. I'm just buying a bunch of things. So for my own life, I've instituted the sleep on it rule. So if I want something that's impulsive, even if I have money in my spending account, I
Mhm.
wait 48 hours before I buy it. And that has saved me tens of thousands of dollars. And so the
Yeah.
urge is strong because like you see something, you're like, oh my God, that is so cute. That is perfect, or whatever it is. And then I'm like, yep, I can't buy it right now. I'm gonna
But
wait
you
and
can put it
48
in the
hours.
cart, right? Can
You
you put it in the
totally
cart?
put it in the cart or not. You
Okay.
can put it in the cart or not. It's up to you. And 48 hours, 9 times out of 10, I never, ever, ever go back for it, ever. I forget about it most of the time. Sometimes I will. The other one is pause before you pay. That'll kind of like jolt you in the moment, like, okay, you're about to buy something, pause first. And then let yourself recalibrate, get control, and then say, okay, if I want it in 48 hours. I used to say 24 hours, but some of my clients were like, 24 hours isn't enough. So we do 40.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And now this is my last one. I used to find that I bought a lot of my impulsive purchases in bed at the end of the day. So now I can't shop in bed anymore.
Yeah. It just cleans it up real fast.
It cleans it up based on me. Like you have to live it in order to
Yeah.
create these for yourself. I can give you a few, right, to
Right.
start, but then you got to go out and live life. And then you're going to know, oh, this is one I need to create.
You
Yeah.
gotta study yourself. It's the same. I was just coaching somebody and she's like, I'm snacking on the pistachios at 5 p.m. when I'm getting home. And it's like, okay, we built a protocol around, okay, she actually needs to take a 5 minute walk around the block before she walks in the door because that's what she actually needs. She doesn't need the
Mhm.
pistachios, right?
Yeah.
But it
It
was,
needs a little break.
yeah, she just needs a little break. And the pistachios actually weren't really helping with the break. They were doing kind of a poor job of her real need, which is a couple deep breaths and some fresh air and some space before she goes from work to mom life, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so, so good. Oh my god, you're gonna have to come back, Jermaine, because I have, like,
I would love
so
to.
many more questions, and you have to come into the Yummy Mummy Masters and teach us
Oh, I would love to. That would be
inside
fun.
there. Yeah. Okay, so I really wanted to do the lightning round, a little like these are really fun. I've been wanting to bring this to Free the Moms or to the podcast for a while. Okay,
Okay.
here's a lightning round. A money rule you break on purpose.
I buy lattes. Okay. I
Yes.
go to Starbucks. I hate the latte factor rule, which says, hey, if you stop buying lattes every day, you can become a millionaire. And I'm like, I can buy lattes every day and still become a millionaire. Now what?
And yeah,
I can't
watch me.
do
That could
both.
be your whole brand. It's so good.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what is a splurge that 100% aligns with your wealth plan? Does that one make sense?
Yes. And I don't know if this is a splurge, but it really is a splurge. Okay. So I am in the process of sending my son to college debt free, and we are cash flowing it.
Oh,
And that is in alignment with our wealth plan because one of our biggest issues was when my husband and I got married, we were 100K in student loan debt.
yeah.
And we decided that we did not want our children to experience that. We wanted them to start like,
Yes.
remember I talked about the hole, being in the hole
Yes.
and then
Yes.
being at ground zero. I want them at least at ground zero, maybe a little hill on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's a splurge. It's a big
Yeah.
splurge, but we're doing it.
That's a whole nother conversation too that we
Yeah.
can talk about. I was just having this conversation with my husband this past weekend. Okay, one thing you wish every mom or woman would stop apologizing about around money.
Hmm. I would say, I don't know if this makes sense, but I would wish women would stop telling themselves that they're bad with money or that they're sorry that they bought something or they're sorry that they don't know something. Because the truth is, most of what we don't know, most of all of it is just based on what we've been taught and
Yeah.
what we think is right. And I promise you, none of you are bad with money. None of you are bad with money. You just need to learn a few skills.
Yeah.
Everything we talked about today is a skill that you can absolutely learn, right? And so when you first started to drive, you didn't know how to drive, but you figured it out because you learned the skill. Same with money. You just have to learn the skills. I'll add on top of that, there's 5 skills that I think everyone should know. 5 of them.
Okay.
So
Tell
income,
us.
you got to be good at making money. Most of my clients are good at making money. Check. But then we have to get good at spending, right? Spending is also a skill. And this is not about going on a strict budget or eliminating spending. We just want to spend intentionally. Then there's debt, especially high interest debt. We got to learn how to get out of credit card debt and to stay out of it. We can still use credit cards though. We can still get the points, the perks. Then also saving, like learning how to have money to keep money in your life. And then investing, learning how to let your money work for you. You work hard for your money. Let's let your money work hard for you too.
Mm, I love that. The reciprocity. I think
Mhm.
money probably likes that. Money likes being in a giving and receiving relationship. Okay, the last little question I have is what is your rebuttal or what is your response to money can't make you happy. Money doesn't make people happy. What is your response to that?
It's not money's job to make you happy. That's your job. Money is a tool that can enhance your life to help you to experience life at a higher level, but your happiness, that's completely up to you.
Mm. So good. Oh, totally agree. Okay. Tell us how we can find you and stalk you and hire you and all the things.
So I think there are probably 2 different people listening. Some are like, oh my gosh, I want to learn more from Germaine. If that's you, you can go to germainefoley.com/wealth class and download this private podcast series that I just made. You can binge it. It's just 5 episodes. And I talk a lot about the do both method and way more than we talked about today. And then there may be some people who are like, I just need to hire her. I need her in my life. And if that's you, same thing, germainefoley.com, but slash consult. And let's talk and see if we're a good fit to work together.
Gosh, you're the best, Germaine. I love you. Okay. We have to have you back. You have to come teach the Yum Mum Masters
Oh my gosh, that is fun. So make sure you all join so we can have a class or 2 together. Come
Or
on.
maybe you come into Free the Moms. I don't know. Maybe you come to
All of
both.
it.
Maybe
We could do
come to
both.
a retreat, Germaine. Let's
I
do
can do it
everything.
all. Retreat, Free the Moms, and the Yum Mom Masters. Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
she's like, "Oh my god, what are you doing? Why do you have 18 things?" Okay, thank you so much. You are the best, Germaine. Okay, I know you guys love this conversation because I absolutely loved it. I got so much out of it. Please let me know your takeaways. Please let me know what you want me to ask Germaine if she comes back. Tell me what's on your mind because this is a conversation. This isn't me talking, us talking to you. So that's number one. Let me know what you liked, what other questions you guys have. And then make sure you guys go to lauraconley.com/free the moms and get your booty in the Free the Moms membership so that you really can have your best life ever. Thanks again, Germaine. You are the best. Love you so much.
Thank you. Love you too.